Oh shit, what up, Henry? My bad. I was over there talking on the Discord. What up, Henry? My bad, bro. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me, Henry. Ooh, that's fire, bro. I'm glad that you're fucking getting ahead on this on the PvE or
Hungry?
PvP, I mean. Yeah, I haven't even checked out. I haven't even checked out if the update worked or nothing. I came home. I made that YouTube video talking about the Cerny and then the dates for the release for the Pro, and then I started playing some Astro, or I'm bullshitting some Power Wash Simulator just to kind of relax. Mondays was always stressful for me, and then I played some Astro Bot, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me check out this Star Wars game, see if it's as bad as people say it is.
It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire's little Death Star gets blown to pieces, and the law is distracted by a rebellion that won't
What up,
quit.
hero?
It's an opportunity to make
Bro,
millions.
both of y'all are two of my most favorite people, bro, for real. Y'all two are some of my most favorite gamers.
One of you
I look up to you guys. You guys both are family men. Y'all are about your business. Henry, you literally own your own business. Hero, you're a professional. And we all make time for gaming, man. I really respect y'all.
Skim off our spice lanes.
You know, my brother was
People need to blow things out of proportion. They'll see a glitch or bug. Yeah, man, that's what I want to see. So this game, my sister actually got it for me. She got it from QVC for $45. She knows that I really like Star Wars, and she's like, hey, this Star Wars game's coming out. You gonna get it or whatever? And I was like, nah, because it's online required for installation. And I'm like, I don't fuck with that. I'm like, if you're going to release a game, release it on the fucking disc or just release it digital. Don't do this half-baked bullshit. And she's like, all right, well, I'll just get it for you then, because I can get it for $45. And I was like, or I told her, yeah, I can get the game for $45 right now on QVC. She's like, QVC, they sell games? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, I got a QVC account. So I sent her the information and she got it for me. $45. So the shit about QVC, bro, is trash. Is that my sister bought the game like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks before release date, and I just got the game on Thursday. So day one of Space Marines 2. So it took them 6 days after release to get this fucking game to me. Fucking weak as fuck. So now I know never to pre-order a game that I want to play day one from QVC. But I did say I'm never gonna get one of these games that I don't, you know, that has something I don't like day one. I'm never gonna do that. And well, I didn't pay for it anyway. My sister did. But it's still $45. I was comfortable with taking that gift from her for $45. But right away, here. Let's go check out the menus. The menus real quick, right? Because people been talking shit about this game, but if y'all notice, people don't really talk about the settings, like I said, quality mode, performance mode. You know, like what does it have? So let's check it out. Display and graphics. Okay, high contrast. Okay, so cinematic display mode. Force a cinematic aspect ratio regardless of the screen size. Note this may change the scale of interface elements to fit on screen. Okay, so it can look like cinematic mode the whole game, or fill screen. Okay, that's something new. Have you guys seen this before? I never seen that before. Okay, so quality mode, performance mode. Okay, 40. So you have three options. You can play the game at 40, performance, and quality mode. Okay, that's already the only other people that I've seen do this is PlayStation, right? So let me leave it in quality right now. Let me turn the motion blur all the way off. So already off top, the game is doing something different. You have a cinematic display mode, or you can do a full screen. So the game will feel like it's cinematic, right? Kind of like what Todd Howard said about fucking what is that game, Starfield? Oh yeah, we got to do 30. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Look at Ubisoft did it, and they're giving us three options: quality, 40, and performance. What happened, Todd? All right. So let's see what this 40 look like and this cinematic like view. Damn, she's fucking ugly, bro. They did this girl such a disservice. The actual model is fucking fire, and look how she looks in this game.
I've practiced enough. Time for the real thing.
Okay.
Police scanner's quiet tonight. Hope it stays that way.
Yeah, I mean, the game will probably hit discount, especially now that it's not selling that well. ACG mentioned. Okay, that's what's up. For some reason, I don't like ACG, not because he does bad work or anything, but I just feel like he talks too fast. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a style thing. Only Ghost of Tsushima, where they have that one mode where it looks like an OG. Yup. Facts, Henry. It's called the Kawasaki mode, I think. Or Kawasaki, or not Kawasaki, that's a motorcycle, but I will say this, that the cinematic style and the way that the game looks, it is really making me feel like I'm in a Star Wars world. I don't know if y'all can understand that, but it's like it's very immersive, I guess that's the word. Yeah, look, Lono, if they wanted a scoundrel to look a certain way, then they should have got a real life actor or use a face model that looks the way they want the scoundrel to look. If you want her to be ugly, get an ugly fucking model. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ugly people need love too. I'm not over here acting like I'm a fucking America's Next Top Model. They could have used me. Then use the voice of the actual actor that you want to use. Like, come on, man. Why are we acting like this shit don't happen all the time? They used a face model from somebody and they used the voice acting from somebody else. That ain't new. But I will say that the visuals look pretty good so far. Right now I'm in quality mode.
You're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Don't know the crew, don't like it.
If you change your mind, let me know.
So, Bram, that for
Someone
me?
brought up Han Solo was handsome. He was like, so what? I'm like, that legit proves your point wrong. Facts.
My data spike.
Yeah.
Facts.
And it's broken.
And not just
was selling it in the
well, yeah, Han Solo, but not just Harrison Ford, but also that new kid from the newer Star Wars movie. Dude's a good-looking kid. The one that played the young Han Solo.
You've got no crew, Kay.
Bro, I stopped fucking with a lot of YouTubers, bro. I literally listen to Thrifty,
You do it yourself.
Mooch sometimes, and just recently myself when I have guests. So I had RPG and Henry, and I just re-listened to the whole podcast today. I was like, you know what? This ain't that bad.
Something small, an easy hustle.
Or you could just give me that job on your pad there.
Nice try.
Then I got
Exactly.
plans.
Even Ray looked good, and she had a yup.
The data spike.
What up, JP?
I'm good.
What up, Josh?
Then I'll put it towards your rent.
So to catch you guys up, I am playing in quality mode. So let me catch y'all up again real quick. So something that I found interesting in this game is for visuals, you have three options. But the cinematic display right now, it does a 21 to 9 ratio, or you can do full screen. So I leave it how the game set it to begin with, just to see. And so far, I kind of like it. You have quality, performance, and then 40 frames. So this game is already doing what we're used to from Sony, giving us 3 different options. And motion blur, I gotta turn that off. So y'all just saw quality. Let me leave it in 40. Let's see what that looked like. Damn, she's bust, bro. I can't believe they fucked her up like that. I will say that this cinematic mode is making me feel like I'm watching a movie. Hey, let me know, is the video audio too loud and you can't hear me, or can you hear me just fine?
We're not getting anywhere with a busted data spike. Come on, Nix. Let's see Preben. Then we break into Kleptarsis and steal the forged identicards from their safe. With any luck, they'll get us on a shuttle to the core worlds.
Okay, cool. L1. Okay, so I can send Nix to fucking steal shit, it looks like.
Yes.
You can't go in there?
That looks nice, huh, Nix? Good job, buddy.
Okay? I need to give you something.
What is it?
It's the bill for the 3 Melura your little scud stole from me last week.
Yeah, JP, I just spent the first hour of my gaming time playing Astrobot. Game is so good.
I'm turning them in.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a 4 terabyte SSD. I just don't want to spend a lot of money for it.
Hey, Nafis, kinda busy.
Just hear me out. I got an opening on my duct scrubber team. Sometimes the droid gets stuck, and I could sure use a good crawler. It's tough work, but it's honest.
Sorry, I got plans.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, I haven't seen any glitches. I haven't seen any, like,
Shakedowns tonight.
screen tear. I haven't seen none of that stuff.
All the merchants are
What's up, RPG?
Next shipment's coming in. We'll get you.
There's Preben. Preben.
No patake. Chichi no gabetisa tukamna.
Charles Thorne on their city records, right? 4 terabytes. Bro, I still got 1 terabyte that I bought the first year they were available, and I've been using that. I do want to upgrade to a 4 terabyte, but I'm waiting for the price to go down to like a 2 terabyte price. Shit, I seen an 8 terabyte for like $1,000 or $800.
Good. Only options I got here are Sixth Kin or prison. At least someone like me has a shot at a decent score. Maybe even see the core worlds. Preben, you help me one last time, and we never talk again.
Eniki, kutupa no majeche kopa. Pasapata jo peupa vipta chakrita.
Let's get some credits.
Yeah, bro, it's 800 here in the States for 8 terabytes. Okay, what do I gotta do? Acquire credits to pay. Oh my god, so I gotta steal shit. Okay, I'm sending him. Come on, bro. All this petting shit gotta go.
Well, aren't you friendly? I scavenged enough parts to build this skin. Next, go. Fetch. Nice lift, Nix.
Alright, so I gotta get $47 more somehow.
See what they've got.
Hey, what's up, Brett? How you doing, man? Thank you for coming through. We're checking out to see how bad is Star Wars Outlaws according to what everybody's been saying online. Because according to them, this is the most buggy game, broken game, boring game.
Good boy.
Oh, you enjoyed it?
Okay,
rate it for me, 1 to 10. 10 being one of the best games you ever played, 1 being one of the worst games you ever played. What do you give it? $7.5. That's a good score.
Okay, Preben, I have the credits.
Wata. Chubakava piasa jebe chutbasa bata.
All right, let's test it out.
Play this at some point, just waiting on a sale. Yeah, I was just saying at the beginning of the stream, I didn't even buy this game. My sister bought it for me, and she paid $45 from QVC.
Card from Club Tarsus.
I sent her the link. She bought it for me, and here we are. Because I originally was not going to buy this game. I don't fuck with the need internet connection to install it. I don't like that. That's stupid. You either put the game out digital or physical. Stop fucking doing that shit. But that's, you know, if these rumors are true about the PS5 Pro having two different models, a digital and a physical, it's really confusing me. Because I'm like, you guys got the Slim already that has a freaking detachable disk drive. You're saying that you're redesigning the Pro to be completely different? And therefore, now you're back to the same old shit from the PS5 when it first came out, where you get a physical or a digital? Like, what's happening? I just think that the leakers are wrong. I just think that they're going to do a digital, like the Slim, and then they'll sell you the disc drive separately, and that will be it. So I think the price, we've been hearing $600 for the digital, $700 for the physical. I'm thinking just $650, right? Put it right in the middle. $650, you get the fucking physical or the digital with the disc drive, or $600 for just the straight up digital. Save yourself a little bit of money from buying the. Save yourself a little bit of money from buying the disc drive on its own, which I think is like $80. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I thought that too, Josh, that 600 is a kryptonite, but at the same time, it's 2024, bro. Inflation all over the world is high. 600 from now is not the same 600 from 2000 and 4 or 5 or 6, whenever the PS3 came out. You have to follow the beat. Okay, thank you. Fucking shit. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, exactly. I think. Remember, I said this on one of my very first podcasts with Thrifty that back in the day. Here, I'm gonna pause the game so I can talk because this is gonna be a lot. But back in the day, I remember in like late '90s when Donkey Kong came out for Nintendo or I forgot, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. My mom took me to Toys R Us. Toys R Us. I don't know if you guys heard of it. For you guys out there in Australia, it's just a big ass Walmart, but like toys. And she got me Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong cost $79.99. I'll never forget. It was $80 because at the time my mom was talking about how her insurance payment for her car and her at the time she was going to school, her licensing fee for schooling was going to cost. Oh, you guys have a see? It went bankrupt here in the United States a few years ago, and she was like, "Yeah, with this money, this covers insurance for the car and the licensing that I'm going to school for $80. You better be playing this game for the rest of the year." And I remember she got it for me like around my birthday, which is February. So the rest of the year is fucking, 10 more months ago. $80 back in the late 90s is like $120, $130 in today's money. That's one of my biggest complaints with the video game industry. And look, I get it. You make, I don't know, let's just use Star Wars Outlaws for an example. You make $500 million on the game, right? That's after all the profits are paid, right? Meaning the cost to make the game, the marketing, everything. All the bills are paid, everybody's paid, they made $500 million profit. Ubisoft isn't just going to have that $500 million. They're going to take some of that money, they're going to invest it in other games, they're going to invest it in other things, whatever. And then in 2 years from now, that $500 million might only be $200-300 million. The point is, they're not going to keep the money forever. But at the same time, they were making Super Mario World. It cost them $1 million. I saw a documentary with Nintendo, and I think it was like Zelda, Super Mario, Donkey Kong. It was like 3 or 4 games. In total, they paid less than $10 million to get these games that we now consider to be classics. A lot of these games individually made hundreds of millions of dollars. They were eating good. And what happened? Well, as time went on, the price kind of stayed the same. The value of money, changed. And now for them to make $500 million, they got to sell a lot more copies. And my phone's going off. They got to sell a lot more copies, and also the value of the money is not there. And now they're complaining because, oh, it's so expensive and we're not making the money that we need to make to keep this shit going. Okay, where the fuck were you guys for the first 20 years of fucking business? You guys were making hand over fist and nobody said shit about cost. But now all of a sudden, you got to try to get it from us. And now you're making stupid fucking decisions like creating live service games that are failing, that are bombing, and you're digging yourself a deeper hole. You're not attracting the gamers that you expected to attract. You're not making the money that you wanted to make. And now you've invested all this money into a failing product. So now you're fucked for more than just one way. I said this numerous times. A lot of you guys have heard me. Focus on the IP, focus on the quality, have people fall in love with the IP, and then expand from there. That's going to be your best bet. The point is, I don't feel bad for these fuckers. I do not. They make a shit ton of money. Yes, making games is extremely hard, but when you have people that are extremely effective, like Team Asobi, who made Astrobot in 3.5 years while building a new engine. FYI, I got this information from the Friends Per Second podcast. They were interviewing I think he's a studio head of Team Asobi. So while they're building up a studio, mind you, because it used to be called Japan Studios or something like that, and then they closed that down, and they were gathering people to make Team Asobi, to make the playground, Astro's Playground. when that game was made, they started to create their studio to make the Astrobot game while making a new engine for the game. Yeah, that's a Skill Up podcast with Jake Baldino in it, and then that one lady from I don't know, one of these big freaking like gaming journalist sites. And while they're building a new studio, while they're building a new engine, 3.5 years, effective. Insomniac, we all know how effective they are. How come they're doing so well, but yet you're a gamer? Thank you, Josh. They're doing very well. They're putting out quality product. I mean, when's the last time you guys played a game from Insomniac and it was buggy? It was broke. It wasn't feature complete. Look at Astrobot. One of the best games. Actually, I'm here to argue that it's top 5, top 3 best PlayStation 5 games made so far. Just everything. The sound design, the way they utilize the DualSense controller, the visuals, the story. I mean, not story, but the gameplay. I mean, them guys outdid themselves. Even Concord was not buggy. That is a fact. So you have professionals in this, and then you got the professionals in this. And look, not everybody can be as talented as Team Asobi. Not everybody can be as talented as Insomniac. They need to figure it out, because all this fucking begging, like this pity party that these motherfuckers be throwing. Oh man, it's so expensive to make games. It takes so much fucking time. No, be like Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red. They knew they fucked up. They took their licks. They went back to the kitchen, got back to cooking, and came out with one of the best games ever in my life. For me, at least. It's one of my most favorite games of all time. And what happened? Their stock went up. They went back to making a killing because they held themselves accountable. They made bad decisions and they tried to fix it, and they did, and they came back even stronger. And then that DLC, whoa, that's true. But still, they fixed their errors. What's that other game that came out in 2022? I think it was 2022. The guy that made Dead Space, he came out, Callisto Protocol. Shout out to Tornado from Thrifty's Discord. He posted up a little documentary or little videos, like 20 minutes long, talking about what happened. So just to get the gist of what happened with Callisto Protocol, now you'll have to watch the video because this was a while ago, but basically the game wasn't supposed to come out when it did. The game came out originally, I think it was December 2022. But the game was originally supposed to come out the first quarter of 2023. I think it was like April or something like that. But because the publisher or the developer or the investors wanted to get the game in for the holiday season to pump up their stock value, they made, I forget his name, but the director, the guy who also did the publisher wanted out, and they put out the game, and look what it did. They had to cut so much shit from that game in order to publish it when the investors wanted to, instead of when the game was ready. And look what happened. They lost a shit ton of million. They lost a shit ton of employers. And look, me and Nelson play that game. I know Nelson because he plays it too. He likes it. I like it too. I like Callisto Protocol. People initially were bitching because the way that you dodge, you use your joysticks. Like, whatever, bro. Games come out with new mechanics all the fucking time. Dying Light pissed me the fuck off the first 3 times I tried playing it because you jump with R1. I'm like, I want to jump with X. Glenn Schofield, thank you, Josh, producer Josh. You're about to become producer over at my channel too, Josh. Keep it up. But the Dying Light really pissed me the fuck off, and it took me. Dying Light 2 was the first game that I played out of the Dying Light series, and it took me like the 3rd or 4th time of restarting the game to actually go through with it and finally get used to that R1 mechanic for me to continue to play. And guess what? I ended up loving Dying Light. I love that game. I beat that game 3 times already. And I went back and I bought Dying Light 1. But do you see the decisions that these companies are making solely based off money? And do you guys remember? Shout out to King Thresh. I just saw his new documentary he put out today, and he had that clip where it was Sean Layton, um, Phil Spencer, and the dude from Nintendo, Reggie. And they were up there basically saying, "Hey, this is a celebration of games. You know, us three, we're trying to push gaming forward, blah blah blah." And the thing that Thrash said in the moment, or not Thrash, but Reggie from Nintendo, he was talking about the PlayStation Vita, I think it was. And he was basically saying, I'm not worried about the PlayStation Vita because we make good games. And good games is what sells consoles. It always has been, and it always will be. And he's 100% right. Look at Xbox where they're at today because they cannot make a good game to save their fucking lives. Every single successful IP that Xbox currently has right now has been bought. They have never created something successful themselves. Never. From Halo to Gears, nothing. They have not created anything. Everything has been bought and paid for. And we still see that trajectory today. So when the ABK deal was happening, and that was the big fucking news of the time, which thank God that's over, people were acting so surprised. Why? Xbox has been known to just buy IPs. They bought Playground Hero. They ended up buying Playground. Yeah, it did. It played better than day one. But I mean, I beat the game when it first came out, so to me it was good. But that's Xbox. Xbox just can't create any fucking games, and the games they do, what's the Pentiment? And now that's a third party fucking game. Hi-Fi Rush. Well, we know where that IP's at now. It's like, bro, Concord also pisses me off. Even though I am not a PvP gamer at all, Concord really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. And the reason it pissed me off is because, one, it's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And not embarrassing because they released the game per se, but embarrassing because from the reports, we see that the game rated well internally over at PlayStation, which is the same shit that Phil Spencer said in regards to Redfall. Well, we were expecting it to review well, and then the fucking game came back at like a low 60s. Why is this so hard for these companies, or Redfall? Why is it so hard for these companies to get some knowledgeable fucking gamers in there to say, "Hey, this game is fucking trash," or let's change this up. And another thing that pisses me off while I was watching the Friends Per Second podcast is they kept talking about Concord on PlayStation like if it was a PC game. They wanted Concord to go through the same process that these PC games go as far as like early releases, beta testing, all this bullshit. It's like, bro, console players are not PC players at all. It is completely fucking different. Our mentality is different. The way that we game is different. The types of game that we play is different. The types of game that we buy are, I mean, everything is completely fucking different. PC dudes, one, they're fucking weird, but two, they mooch. They're moochers. PC, PS don't do early access on like it. Exactly. PlayStation doesn't do that. But the thing that the Friends Per Second podcast were saying is that, and in the same breath, then they want to give props to PlayStation for Astro's Playroom. I'm like, so which one is it? PlayStation is a complete fuck up because they released Concord, or they're one of the best fucking publishers in the world because they release Astrobot. You cannot say both things at fucking once here. What you can say is PlayStation is a great publisher who has great studios, and they made a mistake on the way that they put Concord out there. That is true. That is a way to say it. But to say that PlayStation is the worst because the way they put out Concord, but then say that Astrobot is one of the best games of the year, so therefore PlayStation is awesome. Like, bro, which one is it? But they trying to use the PC formula for PlayStation. And you're exactly right, Josh. PlayStation is definitely allowed to make mistakes, just like all these companies are allowed to make mistakes. All these developers, all these publishers, mistakes is where we learn from, mistakes is where we grow. The problem is that some of these developers, some of these publishers have been making nothing but mistakes for the last 20 fucking years and they're still in business. That's the big fucking problem. But PlayStation hasn't been making all the mistakes. Now, another topic I wanted to talk about is, and now that the chat is here, we got 7 people here, which is great. All my friends are here: JP, Loco, Josh, um, Nelson, Henry, Brett, if you're still around. I am in the thinking that PlayStation does not need live service games to grow and succeed. I know that's controversial. I understand that. I get that. The multiplayer stuff, the live service stuff is needed in a lot of different places, right? They need that big money, but I don't think that they need them. Josh, I agree with you. They don't need them, but they want them. Absolutely. Absolutely. But do you guys think that with the Concord mistake, do you guys think that PlayStation, I'm not saying they're going to cancel, I'm not saying they're going to even slow down, but do you guys think that they're now going to double think every single one of these live service? Because the trippy thing about all of this is the Last of Us live service game that was supposed to come out that got canceled from Naughty Dog. That is a live service game I would have played. Why? Because I love the IP. I love the IP. So what was it that Naughty Dog didn't have that Concord had, where they went ahead and put out Concord and canceled the Naughty Dog? I wonder what that was. If you guys have any theories, put it down in the chat. I'd really, really like to know. Let me read some of these chats. PlayStation needs multiplayer games that grow organically into user-driven live service. Yeah, Hero, that's what I'm saying. Create an IP that people love and then branch off that, build off that. Destruction All Stars by Nelson was a small mistake. That game didn't cost shit. No, and also people forget Fallout, or not Fallout, but Fall Guys. That came out on PlayStation. What was the other one? The car game where you play football or soccer. That's another live service game. The issue is they're trying to force it on the user base, just like Xbox forced Game Pass and failed. I can see that. If I think they'll be more wary and cautious. Yeah, I hope they need to be, because I don't care what anybody says. I know PlayStation's worth over $100 million. $200 million still hurts. That's another studio they could have bought. That's another studio that could have bought. Then that studio could have made a game that could have made them $500 million, or make $1 billion IP like Horizon, Spider-Man, God of War, Ghost. All these IPs are $1 billion IPs. Astrobot, we can now include that into the conversation. Well, soon we will. We have to see some of the numbers first to see how the game has sold, but I think it's going to sell very, very well. We're now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're 3 days into the week. We should hear from PlayStation this week if the game is doing crazy numbers like we think it is. Naughty Dig self-cancel. Yep. I mean, that could have been. I mean, I think at the time when they bought Bungie, I think Bungie had a lot more pull, or their opinion had more weight than it does now. I still think it has weight because let's be real, they have three successful live service games, or not live service, right? Because Halo's not a live service, but they got three successful IPs: Halo, Destiny 1, Destiny 2. So they obviously know what they're doing. Sure, some of the Destiny 2 stuff is controversial, whatever, but it's still kicking, it's still going, it's still pulling in money. The problem with Bungie, I think, is they're just overextended themselves, bad business decisions, and now they're dealing with the consequences. And if you've noticed, a lot of these studios who are having a hard time financially, it's not because they're not selling. A lot of the time, it's because it's just poor management. Henry, I think they have to change the strat as far as how they do it. They have to do more world building for these games. Most of these live servers are failing because people aren't attracted to the. I agree, bro, and that just goes back to what I was saying, where you need to build an IP that people love and then branch off that. Like if like the Ghost of Tsushima, Nelson introduced me to it, and normally when somebody says, "Hey, there's PVE, PvP," I think about it, right? PvP, PvE less so than PvP. I'm more willing to try PvE stuff, but not all the time. But as soon as Nelson said, "Hey, this PVE on Ghost is pretty cool," it was no questions. I jump on it right away because I love Ghost. So I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I'm a samurai, like okay, I love that shit. Josh, if factions cost 200 million, like it's rumored, then it could never make it back. But if Conquer costs 30, 40 million, it's a mistake that can be written off. Absolutely. But and look, I was there during the podcast with Thrifty, but maybe that's what Sony put into it, but that game still had that's when what's the name of that fucking pub developer? The people who made uh got bought out by Xbox, the Motherlobe edition. Psychonauts 2. When Xbox bought that developer, Double Fine, they only paid, oh man, I don't remember, but I'm just gonna give you as an example. They only paid like 5 million or 10 million for the studio. But they ended up paying a total, actually it was less than that, it was like 3 million or something like that, but they ended up paying 15 million in total because Double Fine had contracts and publishers that they signed to, an investment that Xbox had to pay off. So yes, the cost for the studio itself wasn't that much, but because of the studio agreements that it had done, Xbox had to pay all that shit off. So I should have asked Falky that question is okay, yeah, PlayStation may only have 30, 40 million involved in Concord, but what about all that money that Concord took in before the purchase to start the studio to keep it running and make this game? I'm sure PlayStation had to fucking pay for it. Otherwise, those agreements are still active. So I don't know. That's just me guessing based on what I've seen in other studios. Naughty Dog chose their future over a quick bug. Yeah, and we don't know if it's something PlayStation made them do, right? I mean, we just don't know. Look, PlayStation is gonna give them, give on the leash, but it still has the leash. Rocket League, that's the name of the game. Thank you, Josh. Rocket League made like $1 billion. Yeah, Rocket League is super successful. Factions cost a ton. Naughty Dog devs make top dollar, and they wasted all those resources and time on Factions 2 for us to get nothing. That's a fact. Helldivers is worth a bundle now too. Yep. To be fair, the person who was in charge of the Naughty Dog portfolio got fired at Sony after they canceled Faction. As they should. As they should. And look, I don't want to say that. I don't want to make it sound insensitive or none because look, mistakes happen. But when you're managing hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of employees, $1 billion studio, $1 billion IP, like look, that's just part of the risk. You're gonna get rewarded well when you do well, but unfortunately, you also have to deal with the consequences when you do bad. That's just the way it is. So, Will, where did this 100, $200 million budget for Concord come from? So that number came from people guessing based on how long the studio's been around for, how much a startup costs, and how much to make a game of that quality roughly would cost in total. Destiny made billions, they just milked it too damn long. Yeah, I agree with that. Conquer didn't cost that, but people just use the numbers from stuff like Spider-Man. That's yeah, true too. Double Fine, yes. I still think that The Last of Us 2 No Return mode will be a great successor. I do too, but unfortunately, that's not what we have. And honestly, I don't know if I think I'm over The Last of Us. Honestly, I really do, man. Like they did The Last of Us 1 remaster, a remake, The Last of Us 2 remake. Like, bro, we've all beaten that game numerous times. It's like, bro, I think with Naughty Dog and The Last of Us, it should either be a multiplayer game from The Last of Us IP or just a brand new IP. Like, just keep it moving. I think maybe Naughty Dog has to start fresh again. Because look, they're very talented, man. And as much shit as I give Neil Druckmann, dude is talented. But I mean, they just and if it takes 5, 6 years, then let it be. Let it be. Let's just start now. Let's start as soon as possible. Because this whole dragging this IP, I mean, Naughty Dog has basically done nothing but not Last of Us and one game of Uncharted the last 15, 20 years now. It's like, bro, come on. Y'all got to get it going. Well, I still think The Last of Us Part 2, okay, we said that Firewalk had another publisher before Sony bought them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that money has to come from somewhere. We will get a break from The Last of Us now. Yeah, I think so too. Naughty Dog has something new. They've been making the same thing for 2 gens. Facts. I think 2026 we get new IP. Maybe. Naughty Dog is kind of slow moving. I think Neil needs to give up a little bit more of creative control to others. This is just me guessing. I don't have no insider information. I'm not a fucking leaker. I don't know nothing. But just me thinking back to all the information I've gotten from all the interviews I watched, all the clips I've watched, all the little YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, like all this shit, just putting it together and building based on the information I've been able to collect over the years. Neil is very talented, but he's also very specific. And I think Naughty Dog is to a point where he can't do everything by himself. And that's on top of, yeah, I know he's on the new IP, but I guarantee you he's still fucking picking up the phone and giving ideas and seeing where they're at and maybe changing things. Because that's what creative directors do, man. They like to be involved with everything, especially when they're being successful. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong, but that's just what I think. He's like head of studio, so yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm not talking more than just. I'm talking about digging more than what he should be doing. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm a manager, right? I manage employees. I have managers that manage employees. I'm not going to call my manager to ask specifically about what his 1 or 2 employees are doing. Or if I call my manager, I'm not calling him to figure out what kind of job his assistant manager is doing right now. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is for my manager to do that. And if I ever feel like my manager isn't managing his assistant correctly, then we got to replace the fucking manager. And I feel like what Neil is doing is he's not only calling the manager, but he's also speaking with the assistant manager and maybe the assistant to the assistant and trying to guide all 3 of them throughout the process of doing the job instead of just focusing on the managers. And that's all I'm saying by that. Yes, of course he should be touching base. Of course he should be getting the overall picture and ideas and giving his input. He should be doing these things. But anything that's more than that and super detail orientated, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. The Last of Us 2 Will rants. Not really a rant, more of a conversation, just kicking it with you guys, trying to show Star Wars. I appreciate y'all coming in, man. I really do. Alright, let's see. Where do I go from here? Okay. I hope, bro. I love space games, like space action adventure games. Like, I just love that shit, man. I really do. And right now, I'm playing at 40 frames. The game controls pretty good. Like, the controls are smooth. They're precise. Oh, big facts. I am way more interested in Corey's game. I wonder when we're gonna hear anything about that. Tap L once to activate the door by with next.
Hit that button for me, Nix.
Alright, let's check out the full screen. Let's see what that looks like. What do you guys think? Is this cinematic better or is this full screen better? Full screen.
You been to the casino? Act casual. We come here all the time.
Alright, so you guys saw 30 quality. You guys are seeing 40. Let's take a look at performance. Alright, here we go. So right now we are at performance.
We're close.
And I know we're not doing no combat or nothing major, so I know we still have to check it out doing that, but so just off the top, this game, I really like that it feels like I'm in a Star Wars world. I really like that. Light and no fire, that looks dope, but it's like it's a live service game, right? I'd be okay with no more The Last of Us if Days Gone was still around going. I need my zombie fight. Dude, Days Gone, I really enjoyed that game. I played that game before I was really on social media like that. And once I got on social media and started seeing how people talk shit about that game, I couldn't understand why. Damn, I gotta go upstairs? Shit. Okay, where the hell is this identification card?
Nice job, Nix. Keycard for the storage room. Cleveland's plan said the vents in there lead to the office.
This is my favorite game of last gen. I know that's crazy for me to say when there was God of War. There's a lot of good games towards the end of the PS4 gen. I think is when it had the best games. Well, I didn't pay anything for it. I paid $45 for it. And Nelson, how do you know it's crap? Have you played it? Have you watched more than 10 minutes of gameplay? How do you know it's trash? On the PlayStation Store, it's rated at 3.93. That's above average. I just don't understand how this game is crap without even fucking playing it. How do I open this shit? Okay, I gotta go upstairs. No, all Ubisoft games do not suck. Most Ubisoft games come out fucking polished with very little bugs. Open world games where you can get 40, 50, 60 hours out of it. Okay, what am I doing here? Steal the forge identification in the office. Okay.
Look at that. Here they are. Oh, come on, Preben. Your plans didn't have a pressure switch.
Hey, Bess!
Lyric. This is bad. Basic.
Okay, the shooting feels good. Okay. Okay, wow, the shooting feels real good.
Okay, we gotta get out of here. It wasn't supposed to go down this way. What have I done?
Where the fuck am I supposed to go? Okay, so this is... No, I want to move it back to quality mode. Just because I want to check out how it performs while in 30 frames. But so far, the game gives you two options. So full screen or this 21:9 cinematic mode. You also get 40 frames, 30 frames, and performance mode, which I think is at 60 frames. Oh, yeah. So the game is giving you more options than most games do today. But that's what Ubisoft does, right? Same thing with Avatar. It did the same thing for you. Okay, we're escape from Club TARDIS. Okay, that's where I came from. So far, the controls feel good. The shooting feels great.
Nix, go. Got this. Okay, Nix. Let's try to stun them.
I don't see any collectibles anywhere though. That's not like Ubisoft.
What are we gonna do, Nix? I never counted on getting caught.
Yeah, bro, I just think that Ubisoft gets treated unfairly. And look, there's so many games out there that are mid, and on top of that, they're only like 5-10 hours long. So then the discussion is, okay, I know that a lot of people nowadays want shorter games, which is fine. But at the same time, knowing these fucking people, they'll make short games that are mid and still charge you $70. So why not get a game that's mid that gives you 40, 50, 60 hours of gameplay?
Come on, back to the cantina. It's the only place we'll be safe. No Bram. Good. That's a conversation I don't need. Bram, I don't want to.
I agree. It's always a solid 7, bro.
Walk in there and steal the most valuable scan docks in Kanto.
Exactly. You don't have to do everything in the game that's available. You can just do the story. You can do some side quests. You can play what you want to play. But why ask for less? I don't understand that. Why ask for less than what they're giving us already? Obviously, I can't make a judgment on the game. I haven't, I've only played 20 minutes of it. But so far, I'm enjoying what I'm playing. I think she's ugly as hell. The graphics look good. You have multiple options as far as quality, performance, visual options.
No.
And the shooting feels really, really good.
Let's go.
Bram.
It's nothing.
Your leg.
It's nothing. This is a new crew. High risk. Whatever it takes, you finish this job. Score alone is enough to buy you a damn shuttle off world. It's what you want, right? Time to go, Kay. For good.
I'll come back.
No. You won't.
Yeah, I got this game for $45, or my sister got it for me for $45 from QVC.
Can't let them see us, Nix.
Alright, yeah, I'm about to shut the game off, but I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming through. This was spur of the moment, fucking live. That we got to say some shit today, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good night, guys. Keep it gaming. Stop saying every game fucking sucks ass. Play the fucking thing, or at least watch more than 10 minutes fucking gameplay. Like, why? What do you get out of saying a game is fucking trash for no reason? Ubisoft makes solid games. They're consistent. What publisher is publishing more games than Ubisoft? That list is real fucking I was just saying, have a good night, guys. And remember, not every fucking Ubisoft game is trash. Ubisoft is extremely consistent. What other publisher is dropping as many games as Ubisoft drops every single year that are high quality, big budget AAA games? Who? Stop saying every game sucks if you haven't played it or if you haven't seen more than 10, 15, or if you've seen only 10, 15 minutes of gameplay. Come on, guys. We're better than that. We're the gamers. We're the ones that tell people how good shit is, not how everything fucking sucks. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow with the Mark Cerny Show, baby.